Today we're going to go over the biggest traps that you can build around in Magic the Gathering. So these are cards that, I mean, if you build around this thing, you're just going to make your deck like a whole lot worse. It's going to turn to garbage really quickly. So we're going to start off with Vinovsky's suggestion. Any epic spell like the Endless Swarm. Building around epic is probably not nearly as epic as they say. It's an 8 mana sorcery. Put a 1/1 green snake creature token into play for each card in your hand, which that sounds not too bad, but it does cost 8 mana. However, the downside is epic. For the rest of the game, you can't play spells. In fact, at the beginning of each of your upkeeps, you get to copy this spell except for its epic ability. So every single turn, you're going to get these 1/1s. However, the first time you play this, you probably don't get a lot of 1/1s. Your hand is probably empty by the time you have 8 mana. And I suppose you're committed to not playing anything for the rest of the game. Not playing anything for the rest of the game. That's a long time. That's a long time. And I don't know if you want to depend on 1/1s for the rest of the game. Anyway, so risky proposition. Very risky proposition. Next, John with Hellish Rebuke. Has done absolutely nothing. Oh, you've tried, huh, John? Some of you might actually suggest cards from personal experience. This is a 3-mana instant. Until end of turn, permanents your opponent's control gain when this permanent deals damage to the player who cast Hellish Rebuke. Sacrifice this permanent. You lose 2 life. Oh, I see. I guess this is supposed to be like a big... I can see the problem. So this is supposed to be like a big play, almost like Settle the Wreckage if someone's attacking you. But there is one big downside, and that is you still have to get hoofed for a ton of damage. So even if they're going to lose all their permanents, there's actually some potential, some chance you're dead. It's like, no, you will not rebuke. You will rebuke nothing. This card is worthless. Actually, a question for anyone who plays Commander. Like, is this still going to trigger after the person dies? Because, like, so, I mean, you play Hellish Rebuke, and until end of turn, permanents your opponent's control gain, you know, this ability. But then the person dies. I know, like, all their cards are removed from the game. Everything they have on the stack is gone. I just don't know if any effects from their deck are also removed as well. This will trigger because your opponents won't. Your opponents. Oh, I see. Interesting. Okay, it's good to know. Next up, we've got a super chat from Rated Lex. Thank you so much for your super chat, Rated Lex. Celestial Dawn, the original trap card. This is not a show about actual trap cards. Do you build your deck around Celestial Dawn? It is a 3-mana enchantment. Lands you control are plains. Okay. And non-land cards you own that aren't in play. Spells you control and non-land permanents you control are white. Okay. This is like the Mickelson lattice of the plains. And you may spend white mana as though it were mana of any color. You may spend other mana as though it were mana of any as though it were colorless mana. Oh, I see. So this is like supposed to be some weird mana fixer for a deck with, like, I guess a lot of, like, that's Wooburg. But then non-land cards that aren't in play, spells you control, they're all white. You can spend white mana as though, yeah. So basically, this is like the jankiest mana fixer of all time. This is absolute jank. You're gonna probably screw your mana over more trying to play this card than not. Lands you control are playing. But how does this backfire? It's just a bit bizarre. Anyhow, oh, I know how it backfires. Someone plays Iona on white. Okay, next up. Let's get DLA, Dragon's Approach. I tried making a self-milling deck to get it to work. LOL. LOL it is. It's a 3-mana sorcery. Dragon's Approach deals 3 damage to each opponent. You may exile Dragon's Approach and 4 cards named Dragon's Approach from your graveyard. If you do, search your library for a dragon creature card. And put it onto the battlefield, then shuffle. A deck can have any number of cards named Dragon's Approach. It's no good? No, it's no good? So you have, like, what? What dragon did you put in play? You can have a bunch of dragons. This actually sounds interesting. It's like a deck with 20 Dragon's Approach, maybe some mill cards. So you have, like, some blue-red action. I mean, you could go Wooburg, full Wooburg there. and then just randomly plop dragons down. I could. Anyway, I can see it, but seeing is different than actually believing. You still have to make it sound work. Next up, we've got Christmas. Approach of the second sun. Nah, this is not that bad. I'll have you know, there's actual control decks in Standard that were built around this card. This is 7 mana sorcery. If Approach of the Second Sun was cast from your hand and you've cast another spell named Approach from the Second Sun this game, you win the game. I mean, that's all it takes. Just play this card twice. Otherwise, put Approach of the Second Sun into its owner's library, 7 from the top, and you gain 7 life. Also, this is just like a 1-card win condition, if nothing else. 7 mana, gain 7 life, and then a few turns later, boom! You got Approach of the Second Sun. I don't know. It used to be a powerhouse. It used to be the WinCon and Lotus Field combo. No, I don't think they played Approach. They wouldn't have. That's a little bit clunky. I mean, maybe. I mean, they can go through their deck. I don't think this is the biggest trap to build your deck around. It might be weird in Commander. I'll admit that. In like one-on-one, it wasn't that weird. Saw real play. Ooh, tell me more, Kano. So maybe if you build your entire deck around Isochron Scepter, it backfires because you just have a bunch of loose cards. So building your deck, it's just as like a card in your deck. This is not that bad. It works perfectly fine. The 2 mana artifact, you imprint an instant with 2 mana, 2 or less from your hand, and then for 2 mana you get to copy the card. But maybe if you build your entire deck around it is awkward. Maybe it needs to be more specific. I mean, this is a super popular card. I mean, it's legitimate. It's legit in like CEDH. It even saw some modern play in the blue-white control decks a little bit. But those modern decks, they didn't build their entire deck around Isochron Scepter. It was just like, it was just nice. It was just nice extra value here. Next up, the ultimate Battle of Wits. They'll get it to work eventually, or probably not. The 5 mana enchantment. At the beginning of your upkeep, if you have 200 or more cards in your library, you win the game. Mill players hate this strategy. Beat them. Make them concede immediately with this one simple trick. Although I do think Mill has some chance of winning the game. It's like some theoretical chance of being a Battle of Wits deck. Requires a lot of crabs in play. Hedron crabs, ruin crabs, and a lot of fetch lands. But it's possible. If you get them all 8, if you summon all 8 crabs, it maybe something can work. You can make something work out of it. Otirat with Heartless Summoning. Now these are the real trap cards. Yeah, I don't know how many times I've encountered people trying to make Heartless Summoning work and like does nothing. Never. For years now. How long has it been? This has been out since Innistrad, since the good old 2011. Really? 2011? That was pretty close to Zendikar. Okay, 2 mana enchantment. Creature spells you cast cost 2 less to cast. Sounds good, right? But then they also get -1/-1. So most of the cool stuff dies anyway. I think the biggest problem with this card is it costs a card. Like, there's ramp out there. I mean, you could say every ramp card costs a card. It almost feels like, but, if you play like a Mox, it's 0 mana. This costs 2 mana. So, and it still shrinks your creatures one way or another. Toads with Endless Whispers. This is a 4 mana enchantment. Each creature has, when this creature is put into a graveyard from play, choose target opponent. That player puts this creature card from that graveyard into play under their control at end of turn. This is a fantastic suggestion. I cannot fathom how clunky this idea is. This creature is put into the graveyard. So basically, you want to donate something bad to them, right? But first it needs to enter the battlefield first. And then it has to go to the graveyard. So to some extent, you're like punishing yourself. And then you give it to somebody. It's like the crappiest rate of donate of all time. Islarf, Cathar's Crusade. In token decks, because it is a headache to keep track of the counters. Well, isn't that a good thing still? It's a 5 mana enchantment. Whenever a creature you control enters, put a +1/+1 counter on each creature you control. I don't think that counts. This is still good in those token decks. It's not making them worse. It's your fault for playing the card, if anything. You wanted that value. That's correct, Jess. I do have all my fingers and toes. As of this video, however. Okay, Old Boy with Halo Fountain. Oh yeah, you know, I haven't heard anyone actually make this card work. 3-mana artifact for a white tap, untap a tap creature you control, and you get a 1/1 green and white citizen creature token. Then double white tap, untap 2 tapped creatures you control and draw a card. And then for 5 mana, untap 15 tapped creatures you control and you win the game. I guess the problem is tapping the creatures first and then untapping them. Or even getting the 15 creatures in the first place. I don't know what this card's problem is, but anyone winning with Halo Fountain in 2025? I mean, I'm sure somebody does once in a while. Next up, we got Super Chats. We got John with the John always wants Super Chats. Opposition agent in my meta where tutors are rare. I'll barely count this. You Super Chatted it. The 3-mana 3/2 that, like, janks up people searching their libraries. So, I mean, yeah, this is a great example of really competitive cards that are stone cold. This is a great idea maybe for a show. Competitive cards that actually are very weak in casual environments. Because if nobody is searching their library, this is literally just a 3/2 with flash, which is like beyond crap for power level of Magic the Gathering. Gareth says, I was convinced Momentum was a bomb back in 1999. Momentum. Maybe it was. He just didn't build around it properly. But I may have been a lone Timmy. Well, I've never heard of the card, so you probably were the Timmy. So 3-mana enchant creature. At the beginning of your upkeep, you may put a growth counter on Momentum. Because that's what it's all about, is well, gaining momentum. Enchanted creature gets +1/+1 for each growth counter on Momentum. Oh yeah, this is awful. It's literally just saying you get +1/+1 every single turn. I mean, yeah, maybe in like 6 more turns, the creature will be big enough so that you can maybe win the game. It doesn't even give it evasion. Doesn't even give it evasion. Okay, we got Bolts with the Sig Ceremony. Oops. Sig Ceremony. It's a really recent one. Okay. Triple black, legendary enchantment. Creature spells you cast cost 2 less to cast. Oh! We're trying to make that card... What was it called? I don't remember the names to these jank cards. Heartless Summoning. Alright. Heartless Summoning in 2025. Whenever a creature you control enters, if you cast it, destroy that creature, then create a 2/2 black zombie druid creature token. What the... What? But why? Whenever a creature you control enters, if you cast it. So basically you just want like ETBs and then it just turns into a 2/2. It sounds like it's going to strictly make everything smaller no matter what. You're constantly downgrading everything you cast into a 2/2 zombie druid. It seems completely pointless to me. Okay, next up we got Beefy with Urborg Panther? Does such a thing exist? Equals mono black Power Rangers. It does it? 3-mana 2/2 for a black. Sack it. Destroy target creature blocking Urborg Panther. Sacrifice Feral Shadow, Breath Stealer, and Urborg Panther to search your library for Spirit of the Night. I don't know what those other cards are, but I'm sure they're worthless. And put on into play. Does it have Summoning Sickness? No, just put into play. Shuffle your deck afterwards. And we get a 6/5 creature. It's got flying. It's got trample. This is going to be really hard to block. It has protection from black. Take that, Hypnotic Spectre. First strike when attacking. It's actually okay. You know, it was probably a bomb back then. I would not build my deck around this thing. Talk about, you know, basically, you know, card A plus card B plus card C. What, an Exodia this thing in play? No. And it's unaffected by Summoning Sickness. Well, that's great. Yeah, I would never build around this thing. We did Battle of Wits already, Abzo. We did Battle of Wits. Next, let's get Prime Jaders. Possibility Storm. People actually try to win with this. I play it in my Prosper deck. Since I'm casting stuff from exile, I don't have to worry about it. 5-mana enchantment. Whenever a player casts a spell from their hand, the player exiles it and exiles cards from the top of their library until they exile a card that shares a card type with it. And then they cast that card without paying its mana cost. When they put all cards exiled with Possibility Storm on the bottom of their... And then they put all cards exiled with Possibility Storm on the bottom of their library in a random order. I have no idea how this card plays out. It just, like, makes the game random, doesn't it? But random doesn't mean it's randomly bad. They could go from a 1-mana instant into a 10-mana instant. They'll learn you. Play your Possibility Storm. Possibilities are endless, aren't they? Next up. Draco. To be honest, I don't think you're building your deck that much around Draco. Like, you just have all 5 basic lands, right, for this 9/9. That's about it. A Blackbird with Hirobi. It has a scary face. That's all I remember. Hirobi Death's Wail. Oh, it's not. It's not so scary. Hold on, what did you say about this? Opponents can add a +1/+1 instant or any positive spell on Hirobi and it dies. Well, that's not good. So 4 mana, 4/4, flying. Whenever a creature becomes the target of a spell or ability to destroy that creature. Oh, including your creatures. This does not mean it works for you. It could be working for your opponent. That's right. Flying. Whenever a creature becomes the target of a spell or ability, destroy that creature. I mean, I guess the way you have to have, like, no creatures in your deck. That's the only way you make this card work. Did my brother ever put the Draco in my deck? Never. He did not. David Sampson, Baron Glory. Does anyone actually play with this card? Anybody? 6-mana enchantment, and at your upkeep, if you control no permanents other than the Baron Glory, and you have no cards. Oh, you win the game. Oh, you can have cards in your graveyard. That's good. I thought you need to have no cards in your graveyard. That sounds even hard. I guess that makes it impossible. The thing is, Hirobi is a creature. Hirobi, that's what I don't know what you're talking about. Just random Sorry, actually, before we get to that. Yeah, Baron Glory. It is so unbelievably jank to pull off. Like, you cannot surprise your opponent. So, flash in Baron Glory. No, it has to be on the battlefield, and they'll 100% see every step of the way what you're trying to do. And then, I mean, they're just gonna make you the target. They're just gonna make you the target if you just come even slightly close to winning that game. Your intentions are obvious. Okay, Harmless Offering. How is this bad? There's a lot of decks based around this. Well, let's be honest, I don't know if they're any good. 3 mana, sorcery. Target opponent gains control of target permanent you control. Okay, you know what? I'll allow it. I don't know if there's any good Harmless Offering decks out there. To be honest, every single deck depended on giving something to somebody else. Unless it's... there's a commander that does that. But outside of that commander, then... no, the decks are just worthless. Hirobi is affected by its own ability to be destroyed. Yes, that's correct. That I certainly understood. Benjamin Berkey says, I'm going to build a Baron Glory deck with cards only from homelands and use Apocalypse Triumph. Oh my god! What? What a play. I have no idea if you can make that work, but what an idea. The basic lands don't count. It'd be interesting if you can blow up your own basic lands like that. Jackal! Muranganda Pet. This is a hard name to pronounce. I didn't even spell this right. Muranganda Petroglyphs. This is a real card. It's just an anthem. Oh no, it's not just. It's creatures with no abilities. Get +2/+2. You have to build a freaking vanilla deck to make this card worthwhile. Does anyone do that? Hey, I got vanillacreatures.deck. Check them out. There's some cards. There's some cards for like vanilla kindred, right? There's some cards out there like creatures with no abilities. I think there's more than one of these cards, but this has got to be terrible because if you don't like it, just buffing your creatures is like the crappiest of all buffs that you can possibly make. It's not like they're unblockable or anything. Tokens work with that. Oh, good point. Good point. Well, I'm going to look at it from the perspective of building a vanilla deck. But that is a very, very good point. Jeff with Helix Pinnacle. I have one, but never used it on any deck. Can't imagine a way to make it work and win me a game. This is another one of those cards. It's like, oh, you've got... I mean, I guess once you establish infinite mana, then maybe you could play this card. Oh, it still doesn't matter, actually. You have to wait until your upkeep. 1 green enchantment with Shroud and X. Put X tower counters on your Helix Pinnacle, and at the beginning of your upkeep, if there are 100 or more tower counters, you win the game. No one's going to let you get that far, though. It's never going to happen. Steve Cooper. Muraganda, the Plane, famously has creatures with no abilities, just Peak Jank. Peak Jank Plane. We got Spirit Chime Echo. Spice built a no abilities deck for Shuffle Up. But did Spice win? That's the real question. But someone had to do it. Okay, next up is like, you want Redemption? Did I disqualify your last card? Oh, Evolutionary Escalation. 2-mana enchantment. At the beginning of your upkeep, put 3 +1/+1 counters on target creature you control, and 3 +1/+1 counters on target creature an opponent controls. Oh god. And at the beginning of your upkeep, does it only trigger if there's 2 targets? Put 3 counters on and 3. Yeah, I think it only triggers if there's another target. Like, there's no point to this card. You do know what? So like, now my brain is thinking, you know what? Let's put a pacifism on one of the creatures, and then we just put as many counters as we want on that card. No, but like, this is definitely gonna backfire on you. You're making your creatures just as big as your opponent's creatures are getting big. But Linval and the Commander Jasmine carried the no abilities deck. Spice spill. Oh yeah, okay, that's right. The vanilla Commander deck. It's so crazy it might work. Especially if everyone else battles each other to death. Christopher B with Hedron Alignment. This is like borderline. This is like a combo that just seems impossible. 3-mana enchantment, hexproof. At the beginning of your upkeep, you may reveal your hand. If you do, you win the game. If you own a card named Hedron Alignment in exile, in your hand, in the graveyard, and on the battlefield. Also, it can scry one, so it can find the other Hedron alignments. I don't think anyone has ever won the game with Hedron Alignment, especially in Commander. I think it's technically... Is it technically impossible? Yeah, it's impossible. There's no way you can make copies, but that only matters for what's on the battlefield, not in the graveyard. Would Helm of the Host count? No, there's too many combos with Helm of the Host. That definitely would not count. Many people build decks with Helm of the Host in mind, and they win. Who has no card yet? Sean, I don't think you got a card. Green-red Electro deck? What does that mean? You're talking about like the Spider-Man card? Not sure what you mean by green-red Electro deck. This guy? Sorry, I don't know. You weren't specific enough. We did Approach of the Second Sun, and I disqualified it. Borderline. Twilight has no card yet. Okay, Twilight Drover. Twilight. Twilight Drover is a 3-mana 1/1 spirit. Whenever a creature token leaves the battlefield, put up a +1/+1 counter on this creature. That's good! For 3 mana, remove a +1/+1 counter from this creature. Create 2 1/1 white spirit creature tokens with flying. But how does this backfire if you build your deck? I don't even know how you build your deck around this. I've never even heard of this card until today. Whenever a creature token leaves the battlefield... Oh, so very likely you have to make the tokens. So you make the tokens. The counters go on this card because you can't depend on your opponents having tokens. So the counters go on this card, and then you spend 3 mana to get the 1/1 back. It's just a very bad insurance policy. It's a very expensive insurance policy, that's for sure. Adeptus, Leviathan. The Leviathan. Why would anyone even build their deck around this? I don't even know how you build their deck around this card. It's just a giant 10/10 that you have to like sack islands. Is there like a way to build around this thing? The way you build around is you have a deck with a bunch of ramp, and you hope your opponent doesn't have any removal. Like nothing. Unlocked. Harabaz Druid. Or is it Harabaz? 2 mana 0/1. Tap, add X mana of any one color to your mana pool, where X is the number of allies you control. Anyone ever build an ally deck? I got thrashed in limited by allies. I have actually a hate for the ally decks. I even lost to allies in a modern tournament, playing with like a modern merfolk deck. Turns out their allies are actually better than my merfolk. So I'm going to show a little bit of respect to allies, but allies have not really stood the test of time. I bet this is just more of a changeling card at this point. Changelings are us. But for the ally decks, no. They don't have enough playables. They have a superior champion of the parish, though. Abzo! I always know you would buy Abzo. I never... If you asked me what your last name was, I would never be able to tell you. Abzo Dolba with Eternal Dominion. Oh, we did the epic cards. So which one is this one? So if we built our deck around epic, search your opponent's library for an artifact, creature, an enchantment, or a land card. Put that card into play under your control. That player shuffles their library. That's not nearly as bad. I mean, it's way better than the snake card. The snake card was terrible. Arya says, can we do a video on bad stacks cards? You got, I might have done it already, but I'll write it down. I like the idea. Bad stacks card. There's a lot of them. It's a good one. Okay, next up. I built an ally sliver deck. I just can't see that working. I just can't. Good stacks card? We already know what the good stacks cards are. They're not particularly interesting. Anyone with no card yet? I don't know if Spirit got a card. Cody. Because of the static ability. Oh, this card is awful. This card is terrible, which means it's great for the show. A 3 mana 1/4 construct. You can't cast permanent spells. And for 4 mana, tap, add Wooburg. When you cast your next spell this turn, exile cards from the top of your library until you exile an instant or sorcery card with lesser mana value. Until end of turn, you may cast that card without paying its mana cost. How you win the game, I don't know. This is like a storm card or something. Put each other card exiled this way on the bottom of your library in a random order. I have no idea what is even the win condition to this. It is such a big sacrifice to say I cannot have any permanents in my deck. That means no mana rocks, no creatures, except this one. I guess you can like play a bunch of... Oh, you can't even have auras in the deck. Such a sacrifice. Well, it's 18 cents for a reason. Cody is a fun commander, to be honest. Even CDH viable. In quotation marks. It's a one-trick pony. Yeah, I'm sure the one trick is... Nobody please have counter magic, please, nobody. Okay, we're going to look at more of these terrible cards to build your decks around. Or maybe it will inspire you. Some people are up for the challenge, and you can get all these cards from FusionGamingOnline.com. Deal of the week this week, 15% off all Tempest singles. I'm certain you can get your... These are all good cards that I see on the screen. Tradewind Rider. There we go. Buy your Tradewind Riders. Build some jank decks around it. Not to mention, you can get singles and sealed product of Marvel Spider-Man, Edge of Eternities, and Final Fantasy. And I'll tell you how you get them. Don't be paying full price around it. Don't be a noob. Oh, you can also get Avatar Last Airbender pre-order those cards. Don't be a noob. Use coupon code Nikachu at checkout to get 5% off all your purchases. We're also going to thank our beloved Mana Traders, the premier place to rent Magic cards online. You can get the competitive advantage. You can also get the jank advantage by building any jank deck you want. That's actually what I used. I used to use Mana Traders a lot for that. I had my own competitive cards, but I loved using Mana Traders to build random jank decks in tournaments online. It was a lot of fun. I used to call it Troll Tuesday, and you can rent cards using my Mana Traders link in the description below, or most especially, use coupon code Nikachu_EFC to get 40% cash back on your 3rd month subscription. Mana Traders is definitely fun for that. Because it used to be expensive to like rent or buy cards to build jank nonsense. Like there was a big cost to it, but it costs less to have a rental subscription. Next, Benjamin Berkey, does leveler count? Probably, especially since nobody actually builds Thassa's Oracle decks around leveler. 5 mana, 10/10. When it comes to play, remove your library from the game. Although, like, this is not the great. It's like the worst of the worst cards. Like, the thing is, like, if you play this card, it's got to be a Thassa's Oracle deck or Laboratory Maniac deck. Otherwise, like, what the hell? Unless you're trying to give this to somebody, maybe that makes it worse. Worst win con I can think of. Yeah, but today's show is not about the win cons. It's about what you build around. It's good with Beamtown Bullies. There we go. But you build around Beamtown Bullies more than anything else. Nah. I think we did Baron Glory. It was Glory. Oh, and do I have a super chat in here? Oh my god, Dangerous One. I'm so sorry. Okay, we did this one, by the way. Oops. Sorry about that. Dangerous One, we are super chat. Imperial Armor. I have no idea how long that was sitting there. This was mine back in high school. Oh, this is how you flew in high school, huh? 3 mana aura, enchant creature. It gets +1/+1 for each card in your hand. I mean, your brain must have been like, this is gonna be great. I'm gonna put this on a flying creature. They're gonna be dead before they know it. Manfaxo, good morning. Always a good way to start the day by seeing your handsome face. Thank you very much, Manfaxo. Next up. I guess we're at no 2 cards now. No, we're no 2 cards yet now. World Slayer by Toads. I have to say one more thing about this. These are like the noob traps. This is how people get got. On this topic, before I go any further, I'm gonna suggest a card, Worship. This is a big, no, is it Worship? Yeah, Worship. I just didn't see it on the screen. Worship, a 4-mana enchantment. If you would control a creature, damage that would reduce your life total to less than 1 reduces it to 1 instead. I played against so many people, and sometimes I was one of those people that thought like Worship was like unbeatable. Like there's nothing beats a Worship. You have this Worship out and like you have 2 creatures out, there's like no way you can lose the game. No, you can lose the game. There's Wrath of God, they could destroy the enchantment, they could drain your life. 1 life turned out is not that much. Okay, back to Toad's cards. World Slayer, 5 mana equipment. When equipped creature deals combat damage to a player, destroy all permanents other than the World Slayer. This is awful. I mean, I guess you could build around by just having indestructible everything. That'd probably make the deck so clunky, though. There's not that many indestructible permanents. Toad's like, I won with Worship. Yeah, and that's probably would encourage you to play Worship for another 10 years. Indiana Jones with Booby Trap. Literally has trap in the name. Used with Orcish Spy back in the day. 6 mana artifact. As Booby Trap comes into play, name a card other than basic land card and choose an opponent. The chosen player reveals each card they draw. The chosen player plays the named card, when the chosen player draws the named card, sacrifice Booby Trap. If you do, Booby Trap deals 10 damage to that player. That is so clunky. Unbelievably clunky. How is this a trap card? A Chroma, Angel of Fury. That cannot be. That's like a win con in some formats. Kano, confusion in the ranks. 5-mana enchantment. Whenever an artifact, creature, or enchantment comes into play, its controller chooses target permanent another player controls that shares a type with it. Oh, and you do the old switcheroo. This is just one of those. It's not one of those makes the game more random than anything else. There's like no skill to this. I don't think there's any skill to this card. I guess it's like the ultimate donate card. So you just play a bunch of creatures that are, again, you have to play a bunch of artifacts, creatures, and enchantments that are bad for you, and you hope to switch it out with your opponent's stuff. We got Rich here with Random Encounter. So certainly random. This looks like, the art looks like an uncard. 6-mana sorcery. Shuffle your library, then mill 4 cards. Put each creature card milled this way onto the battlefield. They gain haste. At the beginning of the next end step, return those creatures to their owner's hands. Shuffle your library, then mill 4 cards. Put each creature card milled this way. That is so random. Yeah, you can't even stack your deck to make sure you get what you want. So you might end up getting nothing. Shuffle your library, then mill 4 cards. Put each creature card milled this way. There's no guarantee you get anything. They gain haste. Return those creatures back. Well, at least you get them back into your hand. Final Fantasy cards. That's right. David Sampson with no 2 cards yet. Hellkite Tyrant. Opponent playing Enchantress today. Is that right? Okay, so 6 mana for a 6/5 Flying Trampler. Deals combat damage to a player. Gain control of all artifacts that player controls. At the beginning of your upkeep, if you control 20 or more artifacts, you win the game. It's hard to... That being said, I don't think this is going to really kill you to play. Like, a lot of dragons are around 5 to 6 mana anyway. Like, this is still a flying... It's like a 6 mana... 6/5 flying trampling creature. It's really not the worst thing in the world. Also, no downside. Super no downside. We got an unknown player. It's a Marlborough and a Coral from Final Fantasy. Oh, here? I have no idea what I'm looking at. It's Vraska. That's all I see over here. We've got Vraska, and this is we have nothing in MTG that even... It's Jace. Vraska and Jace. Back in their I don't know. Animal days. Alright, next up. Let's take a look at... Would you build your deck around this, John? Illusionary Mask? I hate getting this card suggested. I never remember what this card actually does. 2 mana artifact. Pay X. You may put a creature card with converted mana cost X or less from your hand onto the battlefield face down as a 0/1. So it's not even a morph. Put X mask counters on it and activate this ability only anytime you can cast a sorcery. The creature's controller may turn the creature face up anytime that they could cast an instant by removing all mask counters from it. This effect ends if the creature is turned face up. Seems completely unnecessary. It's like, how to play my cards with extra steps. That's what this card says. Ooh, Ocelot Pride and Vraska. I like that, I like that. Big kitty. They are monsters from Final Fantasy. Well, that is not very specific, but I get it. When there's some sort of... some Yu-Gi-Oh character in the background, if you ask me. Is this a real card, Displacer Leopard? Oh, are you talking about Displacer Kitten, but it's an actual leopard? Triot says Gleaming Overseer. 3 mana 1/4 zombie wizard. When Gleaming Overseer enters the battlefield, amass 1. Put a +1/+1 counter on an army you control. If you don't control one, create a 0/0. black zombie army creature token. Zombie tokens you control have hexproof and menace. So it's not the most impressive creature in the first place, but basically what you're doing is you're building a zombie. You have to splash blue to build your zombie deck around this card. I would say it's not bad. It's not terribly bad. Zombie tokens, but it's only the tokens, and this card itself does not have hexproof, which means it's going to die. So you know what that means, everyone. We need to make a token copy of our Gleaming Overseer, and that'll show him. Old boy has a pain card. Sift through sands. The other cards are linked under faces, tokens, and other parts on the page if you're interested. Is it on here? Okay, anyway, Sift Through Sands is a 3-mana arcane instant. Draw 2 cards, discard 2 cards. If you cast a spell named Peer Through Depths and a spell named Reach Through Mists this turn, you may search your library for a card named the Unspeakable. Ooh, and do we put this directly in play? Put it onto the battlefield and shuffle your library. Ooh, we put the Unspeakable in play. This is usually it was 9 mana, but we got it for free. That's a good price. It's a 6/7 flying trampler, and when it deals combat damage to a player, you may return target arcane card from your hand. Sorry, from your graveyard to your hand, which means we could do this crap all over again. Fascinating. Do you find this is a pain? Wait, you've lost too many times to the Unspeakable? It doesn't even have hexproof. It doesn't even have hexproof. Christopher B. with Sylvan Echoes. Christopher B always has great cards. It's a green enchantment. Whenever you clash and win, you may draw a card. What a weird card to build your deck around. So you're building like, see, you would make the deck so jank. Every card is a clash card, and you have to somehow win. Whenever you, and this card doesn't even get you anything if you clash, only if you win. So your deck is probably gonna be clunky as hell. Brawly's Shadow, Prophetic Flame Speaker. So sorry, Prophetic Flame Speaker. It's a 3-mana 1/3 human shaman, double strike and trample. Oh, I played against this card quite a few times. Whenever Prophetic Flame Speaker deals combat damage to a player, exile the top card of your library. You may play it this turn. I played against this card many times. I think this is a fantastic example. This reminds me of another card that looks so good. Chandra's Inferno? Reminds me of another card. I think it was Chandra's Inferno. It's Chandra's something. Chandra's Thingamabobber. There we go. Chandra's Incinerator. So Chandra's Incinerator is a 6-mana 6/6 elemental. It costs X less to cast, where X is the total amount of non-combat damage dealt to your opponents this turn. It's got trample, and whenever a source you control deals non-combat damage to an opponent, Chandra's Incinerator deals that much damage to target creature or planeswalker they control. The card looks great on the surface, but it just made burn decks really clunky. Like real clunky. I mean, this card destroyed me, but like you have to burn your opponent a bunch, then you play it, then it does nothing, and if your opponent has no creatures, it's like not nearly as good. So next up, we have DLA with Knight Exemplar. Built a Knight deck around this. Not bad, but you need 2 in play to be really useful. 3 mana for a 2/2 first strike. Other knights you control get +1/+1 and have indestructible. This is a great card. Well, like, wait, is the problem building a knight deck? It's like this encourages you to build a knight deck, which is a hopeless endeavor. Are we activating our trap cards today? We are not. These are all trap cards that basically lose the game for us. Anyway, I see that this card looks very good though. I get it though. You want to clone it in order to make, like, actually make everything indestructible. Trent Sims, Tainted Remedy. Always feels short on support. Huh? These cards don't have enough support. 3-mana enchantment. If an opponent would gain life, that player loses that much life instead. Oh, I see. Like, the cards that work better are the ones where if you gain life, the opponent loses that much life. And this is the opposite. The opponent gains life, they lose that much life. I see. So, wait, so the idea is like, okay, you play this card, and then you play cards that make everyone gain life. So basically, everyone gains life, except that they're actually supposed to lose life, because you got the Tainted Remedy in play. Otherwise, you probably have to... If you don't have Tainted Remedy in play, all your cards in your deck suck. They're like literally... It's just group hug cards for no reason. Tainted Remedy always what kills you on Arena? Why would it kill you on Arena? What's wrong? Other knights. This can be killed. No, that's the point. I think the idea is that if you have two of them on the battlefield, they look at each other. So basically, one knight exemplar protects the other knight exemplar. The OA also says there's not many knights. Yeah, that's basically it. LOL. Really? I had to use Coco or Etherval to get out a lot of knights. I thought there'd be like millions of knights at this point, like soldiers. Soldiers, knights, humans, like, aren't there like billions of those things? Isn't there big support? Benjamin Berkey with Time Sifter. Ugh. Okay, 5-mana artifact. At the beginning of each player's upkeep, each player removes the top card of their library from the game. The player who removed the card with the highest converted mana cost takes an extra turn after this one. So it means it might not be you. If 2 or more players are tied for the highest cost, the tied players repeat the process until the tie is broken. Yes, I mean, everyone assumes they're going to be the one who has the highest CMC, but that doesn't mean it's going to be you. Could be anybody. It could probably not be you. Next up. Oh, Tainted Remedy is nice with Aria Flame type cards. But that's how they get you. Like what? Aria Flame, then what? That's like all if you have to play let's look up that card. Aria of Flame. If you have to put this card in your Tainted Remedy deck, I think you're already in a lot of trouble. I think this is a great example. Tainted Remedy, big trap card, big trap. Gets you to play things like Aria Flame. Before you know it, the whole deck doesn't work. Aria is like, people hate me for playing Time Sifter. Reveal land. Yeah, big womp. Womp. My play group has a fit when I played this. Oh, the Time Sifter. Cards people hate, even if they're not any good. Aaron, welcome to the show. Tatine Rem with Feed the Clan. Feed the Clan. I think that's what you meant. You gain 5 life, but if ferocious, you gain 10 life if you control a creature with power 4 or greater. Why would you build your whole deck around this card? Seems a bit poor. Bell, Malira. Oh, interesting. This card was a broken combo piece way back in the day. Not so much anymore. 2 mana, 2/2. You can't get poison counters. Creatures you control can't have -1/-1 counters placed on them, and creatures your opponents control lose infect. I would actually go as far to say this actually is too good. There's a lot of persist combos regarding like sacrificing, and then the creature supposed to come back with a +1/+1 counter on it, right? Or sorry, -1/-1 counter. So like combos with persist cards. I don't know if it's as good today. Like, I don't know, is this combo card just worthless by today's standards? Maybe nobody combos with persist creatures anymore. The idea is Malira, sack outlet, persist creature, and just sack it infinitely. Like Kitchen Finks. Does NCY mean no card yet? No card. It's not no cards. It's no card yet. You didn't get any card. You haven't been part of the show. You didn't get a card yet. So maybe today Malira is complete jank, but I don't know. Seems pretty easy to still pull off today. Malira, persist creature. My persist strategies never worked. Keep trying, Bell. I mean, I don't know if it, like, I guess it's like the main payoff is supposed to be kitchen finks. Maybe that doesn't work so well in Commander, because in Commander, you can die to Commander damage. Yeah, 100 bazillion life doesn't matter. It's interesting how they balance the game like that. Dinglebag with Volo. Guide to Monsters. What a pompous looking jerk. Okay, this is a 4-mana 3/2 human wizard. Also clearly a hunter, apparently. Okay, whenever you cast a creature spell that doesn't share a creature type with a creature you control or a creature card in your graveyard, copy that spell. Holy crap, this looks so absolute jank. You need like a creature with every... Basically, you build this card, you play this card, and you have to play every other creature imaginable. Everything. Make sure there's not... Is it just in play or one that you control? It doesn't share a creature type with a... Okay, creature you control, that's fine. Cauldron of Souls give persist, does it? So creatures lose infect is just redundant? Hey, no, that's not completely redundant. I mean, it's not redundant if you're up against an infector. It just doesn't do anything in terms of comboing off. Next up. Who else doesn't have 2 cards yet? I've got to go back. I gotta go back far. Warbringer! From Christmas. A dedicated Dash deck is going to struggle in most formats. Oh, absolutely. Dash costs... What do you mean most formats? I think you mean every format. It's a 4-mana 3/3 Orc Berserker. Dash costs you pay cost 2 less. And also has Dash for 3 mana. It's funny. You can dash this in and make other things dash in at the same time. You didn't have a card yet, Tresaru? Kasla. The broken... I read that as the broken hip. So 6 mana for a 5/4 Angel ally. Convoke. Flying Vigilance and Haste. Whenever you cast another spell that has Convoke, scry 2, then draw a card. Oh! I'm sure it's awful. But I'm very curious, really, how this card would work. So you just basically cast Convoke cards and you cash in. But Convoke cards usually are expensive. And expensive means clunky. And clunky means losing. We got Aaron here with toe milk. That sounds disgusting. Toe milk? Does anyone want to go buy some toe milk? Oh, it's Tomic maybe? Okay, it's Tomic instead. I thought it was toe milk. Gonna milk those toes. Okay, the 2-mana 2/3 flying lands on the battlefield, and land cards and graveyards can't be the target of spells or abilities your opponents control. Your opponents can't play land cards from graveyards. Lands on the battlefield and land cards in graveyards can't be the target of spells or abilities your opponents control. I don't know how this is bad to build around. I don't even know how you build around this. There's no downside to this at all. To milk or not to milk? Toe milk, I know. Alright, Tomic, you're now officially renamed to Toe Milk. Hope you enjoy your name. It's really not the most flattering name, but you know what? We can't pick and choose what our nicknames are around here. Sometimes it's for the better and sometimes it's for the way worse. Welcome, Bryce. You're never late. Benjamin Berkey just salivating at the toe milk. I would not say Vendilion Click is like a card. That's not really a build-around card, right? It's just you can throw that in any deck. This is the Vendilion Click is on the same level as Toe Milk over here. His OnlyFans is going to explode. Toe Milk just got a big exposure for nothing. This is the most silver bullet against something like Lord Windgrace. But the card is not bad. It's like a 2-mana 2/3. You know, your lands get protection from Wasteland and Strip Mine, right? And it's got a little bit of an upside at the end. Has anyone said Phage? Actually, no. It's funny, no one said Phage. Phage the Untouchable. The 7-mana 4/4 enters the battlefield. If you didn't cast it from your hand, you lose the game. And whenever Phage deals combat damage to a creature, destroy the creature, it can't be regenerated. And when it deals combat damage to a player, they're dead. Which means you win. Aaron with Falcon Wrath Gorger. Not familiar with this card. 1 mana, 2/1. Each vampire creature card you own that isn't on the battlefield has Madness. The mana cost is equal to its mana cost. So returning like a regular vampire deck into a Madness deck, yeah, that's not going to work out. Just imagine taking any deck and making it Madness. They don't go together. Like, with vampires, you want as many vampires as you want. And then now we have to play with a bunch of looting effects at the same time to player vampires? No, it's not going to work out like that. It'll never work out. Oh, Little Deadfly showing up here. Armageddon Clock. What the F? 6 mana artifact. At the beginning of your upkeep, put a Doom counter on Armageddon Clock. At the beginning of your draw step, Armageddon Clock deals damage to each player equal to the number of Doom counters on it. Sounds like Smokestack or something. 4 mana, remove a Doom counter from Armageddon Clock. Any player may activate this ability, but only during any upkeep step. So clunky, but they can actually beat the card. Everybody knows you don't build a deck for Phage for you. You build it for your opponent. Oh, Dark Ginger here with the Omen Machine. 6 mana artifact. Players can't draw cards. Oh, God. At the beginning of each player's draw step, that player exiles the top card of their library. If it's a land card, the player puts it on the battlefield. Otherwise, the player casts it without paying its mana cost if able. So basically, we're basically limited to 1 card a turn. Fascinating card, really. Yeah, puts, I think it really puts the screws to most, if not all, decks that try to draw a bunch of cards. But the alternative problem with this is that there's a lot of card advantage these days that doesn't actually draw cards. So they put a bunch of cards in their hand, but like they didn't technically draw them. Slaps in a Lavinia deck? Probably. I don't doubt it. Mindbreak Trap? This is like, I know it has trap in the name. Here's the thing, there are actually decks that build around Mindbreak Trap. Mill decks! And it's quite good in those decks. It's really strong. This is a mill staple. Yeah, Mindbreak Trap doesn't really qualify for today's show. Anything else? Oh, Slim. I don't think Slim quite grasped the concept of today's show. So close, Slim. So close. Like, think of a card that if you had to build around it, if you focus the deck around that card, would the deck be stupid? Like, if you build your deck around this to not draw any cards, probably your deck is a little jank, you know what I mean? Little jank. You think you have Archive Trap? Oh my, oh, whoa, whoops. Am I a dummy? Yeah, this is Mindbreak. Was Mindbreak Trap mentioned? I gotta look. Where was it? Oh, you mentioned Mindbreak Trap, not Archive Trap. Okay, I mixed that up. This card sees tons of play. It's just a counter spell. It's actually meant to... So it's like if an opponent casts 3 or more spells this turn, which somebody is going to if they're comboing off, you exile any number of target spells. So when they go for the big combo turn, especially with Storm, you can exile everything that's on the stack and they can't win. It's very, very good. Mark coming in hot with Simic Ascendancy. I wish we got more cards like this. Yeah, 2-mana enchantment for 3 mana. Put a +1/+1 counter on target creature you control. Whenever 1 or more +1/+1 counters are put on a creature you control, put that many growth counters on your Simic Ascendancy. And at the beginning of your upkeep, if Simic Ascendancy has 20 or more growth counters on it, you win the game. It's as simple as that. Except it's not so simple. You have to sink a lot of mana on this damn thing. Brawly Shadow, thank you very much for the super chat. Mech Titan Core. Really? You don't like this card? 2 mana, 2/4 for 5 mana. Exile it and 4 other artifact creatures and/or vehicles you control. Create Mech Titan, a legendary 10/10 construct artifact creature token with flying, vigilant, trample, lifelink, haste, and all colors. When the token leaves the battlefield, return all cards exiled with Mech Titan Core, except Mech Titan Core, to the battlefield tapped under its owner's control. Crew for 2. So you have to sack 4 other artifacts. I think it's pretty easy to pull off. I don't know if it's worth it. It's pretty easy to pull off, though. There are decks built around Black Vise, a lot of decks, and they're not bad at all. Dark Ginger, Biovisionary. Especially in Commander, this gets really bad super fast. 3 mana, 2/3. At the beginning of the end step, if you control 4 or more creatures named Biovisionary, you win the game. Good luck having that. If you gotta be a cloner, you clone like crazy. But you know what? It's very flavorful. The Biovisionaries, they believe in it. Bob Talks Bridge, Heartless, Hidetsuku. It's really fun, but can be really hard to finish off the table. 5 mana, 4/3. Tap. Deals damage to each player equal to half that player's life total rounded down. It's probably really hard to like get anything going with this card, because who the hell? Everyone's gonna try to destroy it. Who the hell wants to lose half their life total every turn? Toads with the super chat. The Millennium Calendar. I want to say I've died to the Millennium Calendar more times than I'd like to admit. Ugh. There we go. A 1 mana artifact. Whenever you untap 1 or more permanents during your untap step, you can put that many time counters on the Millennium Calendar. And for 2 mana, tap double the number of time counters on the Millennium Calendar. When there are 1,000 or more time counters on the Millennium Calendar, sacrifice it and each opponent loses 1,000 life. Wow! Not even guaranteed to actually kill them. Most cards say you win the game. This one only deals 1,000 life. Which is, you can actually survive that. Bryce with the super chat. Thank you very much. Karthus Tyrant of Jund. Don't let people clone it. So 7 mana for a 7/7 dragon, flying in haste. And when it's literally called the Tyrant of Jund. When Karthus enters the battlefield, gain control of all dragons and then untap all dragons. Like, what metagame are you playing in? Other dragons you control have haste. What a complete waste. And that's it for today. Thank you so much, everyone, for showing up today. Hope everyone had fun. Careful when you build around these cards. You might regret it. As usual, we do the show 3 p.m. Central Standard Time. Be there or be square. And thanks to everyone who supports the show. If you're a patron on Patreon, a member on YouTube, or you super chat to be part of the show, or even super chat so other people are part of the show. And of course, thank you very much, everyone. My coffee crew for being here today. People like Christopher B, Mark. We have Christopher B, we got Mark, we got Toads, Old Boy Kano, Aaron, Jeff, Steve Cooper, Benjamin Berkey. Got David, Bob Talks Bridge, Little Dead Fly, Brawly Shadow, Bell, Aaron, and many more. So as usual, my coffee crew, keep brewing those coffees. We're going to keep brewing up the magic. Take care of yourselves, and I will see you at the next cup.